Yeah, hi students. Good evening to all. Yeah. So again, my name is Prakash. Again, I'm the math tutor for this webinar. Okay. So let's wait for another couple of minutes and see if anybody joins. Yeah. Hope you guys know today's topic, isn't it? So today we are going to discuss about the algebraic expressions. Okay, so we'll learn the introduction to algebra, then what is algebraic expressions, and then maybe we'll try some word problems if we have it times, and then we're going to learn what do you, I mean, what is polynomials and what are the types of polynomials and everything. Okay, so let's start the session. Yeah. So as you see, I mean, I hope everyone can see the screen sharing. So this is the topic today. So the algebraic expressions. So before that, so let's try and quickly learn the basics of algebra. Okay. So in algebra, I hope you guys know that. So we generally start with the variables, isn't it? So what do you mean by variables? It's in alphabets. Alphabets, any alphabets, rather all the alphabets are called as variables in mathematics or in algebra generally. Okay. So the more important the variables, I mean, generally the commonly used variables are A, B, C, X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, and if sometimes we use N, M, and so on. I mean, so which means all the alphabets are variables. As simple as that. We can use any of the alphabets in the expression or in the questions. Okay, in algebra. And the next one is constants. What do you mean by constant? It is nothing but a numbers. Okay, the numbers, you can call it as a generally call it as a number. So that numbers can be what? That number can be positive numbers, negative numbers, and zero, I mean, which means integers, whole numbers, natural numbers. It can be fractions as well. It can be decimal numbers. So all the numbers are constants. We used to call numbers as a constant in algebra. The next one is terms. What do you mean by a term? A term, we have a couple of types of terms. We used to call a variable terms. A variable term, what do you mean by a variable terms? It is a combination, I mean, which has a variable in it. For example, you can just say x is a variable term, or else 2y minus 3z. So I mean, all these things. Okay, the variable term which has a variable, but it might multiply it or divides by a number sometimes. Okay, and a constant terms. What do you mean by a constant terms? Is again the constants. All the constants are nothing but, I mean, all the constants are constant terms. So we used to call the constants, I mean, the numbers as constants are constant terms, which is minus 28, 100, any number for that instant. If you want to take a decimal number, 9.45. So all the numbers are constants or constant terms, you can call it as. So this is a term, okay? Minus 28 is one term. And the next one, in terms, you might need to learn what do you mean by a like terms, okay? So like terms includes the similar, I mean, like means similar, right? Maybe you guys like fractions. You guys like maybe learned like fractions. What does that mean? So where the denominators are same. So but like terms in a sense. For example, if you take a variable x as x, so the other terms which has the variable as x, so which is 2x and 3x or 5x are the like terms. If you want me to write as a constants, 929 minus 10, these are the like terms because all are constants. And 12y minus 3y 5y. See, these three are like terms. Why? Because all three are the variables. I mean the variable terms which has only same variable. I mean to say which is y. Okay. For example, if you have a different variables, then those are not alike terms. Hope you guys able to follow me so far. Okay. The next one is expression. So this is what we are going to concentrate more today. What do you mean by expression? The combination of multiple terms. So one term is nothing but 2x, you can call it as, or rather 3x, or else 5, I mean, let me take a different variables. Okay, 3y minus 5z. You can see that 2y is one variable, 3y is a separate variable, and minus 5z is a separate variable. So the combination of all three becomes an expression, isn't it? So how do we find the number of terms in the expression? So the terms is divides, or rather, yeah, divides using the positive or a negative sign. For example, 5x minus 3. Yeah, how many terms do we have in this? We have one term as a minus, I mean 5x, and the other term as a minus 3. So we have a two terms in it. I hope you guys understand. So how do we differ? I mean, how to find how many terms we have in that expression? Let me write a bigger expression, so which is, yeah. So how to find how many terms we have in an expression? We just need to check. I mean, we just need to divide or separate using the signs. It has to be either plus or minus. See, before plus we have one sign, and after plus we have one term. So same thing again. So we are going to find the number of terms using the number of signs. Okay, so that's what. See, we have one term as 2y, 3y is the second term, and minus 3z is the third term, and which means we have four terms in it. I mean, even minus 9 is a term, isn't it? It is a constant term. Okay, I hope you guys are able to follow me. Okay, let's go to the definitions and have a look at it. So introduction to algebra. So algebra helps in solving a mathematical equations. So which is unknown quantities, so which is nothing but finding the unknown quantities. So that's what we are going to, I don't think we are going to discuss much on unknown quantities today, but unknown quantity is nothing but what? X is the unknown quantity. So the X can be anything. X can be the age of the person. The X can be maybe the length of the rectangular length of the tower, or whatever. Okay, so instead of that, we are going to use as a variables. So that's the unknown one. X is unknown. Rather, all variables are unknown. We are going to find that unknown variables or a quantities, you can call it as. And then what do you mean by variables? See, I have mentioned here the alphabets are called as variables. So we can use any variable, I mean any alphabets, like all the alphabets of 26, but the most commonly used one I just written few. Okay, and constants, I think you guys know that it's numbers. All the numbers are constants. So it can be a positive, as I said, negative, or a whole, or a fraction, or a decimal. It doesn't matter. Have a look at the next slide. What do you mean by terms? I think I said variable terms, which contains a variable. You can see that 2x minus 3 times 2, I mean minus 3 times t, 4k, and minus 5y. See, all these are variables. And the constant terms, which is nothing but just a constant. You can see that the constants are just the numbers. And finally, what do you mean by like terms? You can see that. One moment. Just a moment. Okay, so that's what the like terms in a sense. Okay, and what do you mean by expressions? I think I already told you. It's a combination of terms. It can be 2 terms, it can be 3 terms, it doesn't matter. So the combination of terms, 4x minus 2 plus 3a, you can see that we have a 3 terms. Term 1, term 2 as a constant, and we have one more term. And what do you mean by equation finally? The equation has an equal sign in it. So which means we have an equal sign, and we must have terms or an expressions before and after the expression, before and after the equal sign. So that's the equation. So what does the equation means? Equation has equal sign in it. That's it. And it has the equation, the expression in left side of an equal sign and right side of an equal sign. You can see some examples there. Okay, hope you guys understand so far. Okay, so what's the next thing? So which is common term, and let's try to learn how to simplify the expressions. So before that, I think you guys learned what is common term, isn't it? Common number. Maybe you guys in the form of learned in the form of common number, which is LCM, common factor. I mean to say common term in a sense, common factor, almost similar. For example, what is the common factor of 20 and 10? Can we say 10? Yeah. So how do you write? See, 1 is a common factor, 2 is a common for both, 5 is a common for both, and 10 is a common for both. So we have 4 common terms for these numbers, for 20 and 10. But what's the highest common factor, which is HCF, isn't it? What is that? 10. I think you guys know how to find the HCF. So how to simplify an equation using common term, rather expression? For example, 4x minus 20. Okay, see, this is an expression. I hope everyone agrees to this. The reason we have 2 terms, if you have a combination of terms, then it becomes an expression. So this is an expression. How to simplify this? By taking the common factor out, or rather common term out. What is C? We just need to check the numbers, rather constants. So what is the common term of 4 and 20? So we might have a 2 and all, but we need to pick the highest common factor. I hope you guys know what is the highest common factor here, which is 4, isn't it? So you're going to write 4 separately, outside the bracket, and what will get inside the brackets. So if we take out 4 as a common term, and 4 divides by 4, which is 1. So 1x, which is nothing but x, minus 20 divided by 4, which is 5. Okay, so this is how we need to simplify the expressions by taking the common term out. Let's try one more in it. 20x minus 30y. So how do you simplify this? I hope you guys know what is the common term, rather highest common term in this, which is 10. So if you take out 10, you are going to divide that 10 both, but I mean, you're going to divide by 10 for both the numbers. So which means if you take out 10, we'll get 2x here minus 3y. So that's the final answer. That's a simplified expression. Okay. I hope everyone understands this. So how to simplify? By taking the common factor out. So if yes, we'll move to the next one, which is distributive property. Distribution. Let me write it as a distribution or distributive property, you can call it as. So what does that mean? I hope you guys know this. We just need to remove the brackets, parentheses. Just expand the term or number which we have outside the bracket to the inside. Just multiply. So a times b plus a times c. So for example, if we have a 2 times 3x minus 2, we just need to multiply. How? See, 2 times 3x, then 2 times. So what is 2 times 3x? 2 times 3 is 6, so 6x. And then 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. So that's a expanding or distributing the terms, you can call it. Okay, so this is the one way of distributing. So what if we have a factors, for example, a plus b and c plus d. Okay, so how do you expand this? So that is c, not e. Okay, let me correct that. Yeah, so how do you expand this? First, you're going to multiply by the first term, first term, which is a. So a times c, then a times d. So a times c, ac, plus a times d, which is ad, and then b times c plus b times d. Hope you guys understand. Okay, let me give an example here so that you will understand better. So 3. Okay, let's go to the different page. 4 plus x plus 4 and y plus, or rather y minus 3. How do you simplify? Rather, how do you expand or distribute here? You're going to multiply x and y first, then x and minus 3. So x times y, which is x times y, xy. Then x times minus 3, which is x times minus 3 is minus 3x, right? I hope you guys understand that. Please let me know if you have any questions. Then you're going to multiply by 4 now. So what is 4 times y? 4y. And finally, we left with 4 times minus 3, which is minus 12. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. So this is an expansion of the given numbers, or rather given factors. I hope you guys are able to follow me. Okay. And then let me recall the other laws we might need to use in algebra. One is commutative property, commutative law. So have a look at the definitions before that. So common term, which is nothing but a common factor. When we use, just find the HCF, okay, common factor. If we have, then take out that common factor out of the, out, and then write the simplest fraction, rather simplest expression inside the bracket. You can see here. And then distributive property. So this is what I have explained. We just need to distribute the terms by multiplying. Okay, you can see that. And let's recall the commutative property and the associate. So what do you mean by a commutative property? So the reason, this comes in maybe in numbers or somewhere, but why we are using this properties in algebra, let me explain. So the commutative property, for example, let's assume you got the answer as x plus 5. So it doesn't matter if you write the answer as 5 plus x, isn't it? So both are correct. You will get full marks and both are correct, because these two are commutative answers. So what does the commutative property says? A plus B is same as B plus A. That's what, okay? But make sure that this commutative property, applies only for addition and multiplication. So other way you can write, for example, x times y, let's call it as a xy, which is same as y times x. You can write as xy or yx. Both are same, isn't it? So that's what the commutative property says. A times B, which is nothing but B times A. Do you have any questions in it? See, if you multiply 3 times 5 or 5 times 3, both are same, isn't it? Which is 15. So that's what the commutative property says or law says. Okay, you can swap the positions. So, but it works only for the addition and multiplication. It won't work for the subtraction. But we can write subtraction, but let me tell you how. See, let's say you got the answer as x minus 5. You can't write 5 minus x. That's not the case. But you can write minus 5 plus x if you want to. Both are same. I hope everyone agrees to this. So please let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Okay, great, Joseph. Okay, so that's the commutative property. What does the associative property says? You can multiply or rather add the numbers as you like. If you can multiply A and B first and then the answer plus C, or else you can multiply B and C first and then you can add A. So okay, I'm using multiplication, it's not the multiplication. So what I mean to say, for example, if you have a question 2 plus 3 plus 5, you can add these two, which is 5 plus 5. You say the answer is 20. So how do you find? So 2 plus 3, which is 5, then 5 plus 5. So what you did, you added these two first. Okay, so you got the answer as 10. Or else you can add 3 plus 5 first. What is 3 plus 5? Which is 8. Then you're going to add 2 to that, which is 10. Or else you might have one more option, which is you might add 2 plus 5 first, and then you can add 3. Again, you get the same answer. Okay, that's the associative property. Okay, it works for addition. Addition and multiplication again. It won't work for a division or a subtraction. The same thing, multiplication, it works. Sorry. So, and what is the rule if you want to write in a specific way? So this is what. Okay, this is the associative law for addition. And for multiplication, we just need to change the symbols, which is multiply. Yeah. So hope you guys are able to follow me. Okay, that's nice then. Okay, so I think that's it of properties. So see, have a look at this. I think you guys understand. If you want me to read, I mean, if you want to read the definition, just go ahead. The commutative property says we can swap the numbers, still ended up getting the same answer. Okay, so it works for addition and multiplication. So associative property, it doesn't matter how we group the numbers, how we calculate the numbers. So which numbers first, it doesn't matter. So again, it works for addition and multiplication. Hope you guys are able to follow me so far. So these are the basic, rather I can say it as an introduction to algebra. So then now we are going to try and learn the algebraic expressions. So what is expression again? It is a combination of terms. So the term can be n number of terms. It can be 2 terms, 3 terms, 5 terms, any terms. Okay. So now let's go to the addition and the subtraction of addition and subtraction of expression, algebraic expression. So how it works? So I mean, while adding and subtracting, please remember the basics which we already learned, such as distributive law and one more. What is that? The common, I mean, taking the common factor out to simplify. So please remember these properties which we learned before you start. Okay, and then for example, you might get a question. See, 2x plus 3y minus 5x plus 7y plus 2x again. 2x, 6 is fine. Okay. So how to simplify? I mean, rather add is fine. So either you get a question as add the expressions, add or subtract the expressions, or else simplify the expression. So which means almost same, okay? So, but how do you simplify this expression? First thing. So we learned like terms, right? We learned like terms, isn't it? Sometime back. So just put the like terms together and combine them. What are the like terms here? 2x minus 5x plus 6x. So these are the like terms for x. And what about y? We have a 2, right? 3y and 7y. So I have put in an ascending order, you can call it as, rather a like terms way. And then combine this. So what is 2 minus 5, which is minus 3, and minus 3 plus 6 is plus 3x. Hope you guys understand. So this is where you're going to use the associative law. So which way you want to add? You want to add these two first, because these two are positive numbers. 2x plus 6x, which is 8x. Then take away minus 5x from 8x. So what is that? 8x minus 5x. We'll get 3x. Ended up getting the same answer. So this is where, that's why we learned the properties first. Okay, and then finally we combine the x terms. Now combine the y terms and make sure that this symbol comes again here. So what is 3y plus 10y? I mean 3y plus 7y, which is 10y. So that's it. That's an answer. That's a simplified answer. And finally, once you got the answer, rather once you added or subtracted, please check if you can simplify this. But in this case, we can't simplify. You know the reason, because 3 and 10, for these two numbers, we don't have any common term, right? So that's it. You just need to say this is the final answer or a simplified answer. Let's try one more. simplify. You might, as I said, you might get a question as simplify rather add or subtract. It depends. So the expression, let's say 2x minus 3 plus 2x minus 4y. Okay, 4, 2 minus 2x minus 3 plus 5y. See, it looks a little bigger expression, right? So how to simplify this? So first thing, you can see that just get rid of this brackets, parenthesis. So what do you do that? So which rule, or rather which property you're going to use here? The distributive, isn't it? So distribute 2 here. So 2 times x, 2x, 2 times minus 3, minus 6. Then we have one more 2x here. Then distribute. Minus 4 here. So since we have a negative number here, so please distribute carefully, because we are going to multiply by minus 4 here. What is minus 4 times minus 2? I mean minus 4 times 2x, which is minus 8x. Then minus 4 times minus 3, which is plus 12. I mean, you guys need to take care of this distributing. So, I mean, you need to multiply the signs as well, okay? Minus 4 times minus 3, which is plus 12. And finally, we have one more term, which is, oh, that's not a y, okay? Let's call it as a 5. Okay, that is fine. Finally, what you need to do, you just need to put the like terms separately. So, which is 2x plus 2x, and we have a minus 8x. And then the constants, minus 6, plus 12 plus 5. So now combine like terms. So combine the like terms. So just combine this. Combine in a sense, it can be addition or a subtraction based on the given question. See, 2x plus 2x, 4x. What is 4x minus 8x? Minus 4x, isn't it? Then this. Use the associative property, whichever you want to use first, it's fine. So I'm going to use 12 plus 5, which is 17. 17, 6 take away 17. From 17, we'll get 11, right? Plus 11 rather. Yeah, so that's it. That's the final answer again. We don't have an option to simplify. I hope you guys are able to follow me. So this is the simplification, addition, subtraction at a time. Okay, let's say add 2x plus 5y minus 3x. Okay, that's a 2 terms, right? Minus 3z. But let's take the 2 terms, that's fine. So add 5x minus 7y. So what do you do here? See, it's a very simple, straightforward question, right? So we no need to distribute anything. So just write the common terms. Common term in a sense, the like terms I mean to say. So we have 2x plus 5x. Then 5y minus 7y. Then combine the terms. What is 2x plus 5x? 7x. What is this? Minus 2y, isn't it? So that's it. That's an answer. So let's try one more in a subtraction. Subtract the expressions. For example, 2x minus 3y. Let's take a constant minus 8x minus 7 plus 7 rather. Okay. So how do you do? I mean, how do you subtract this one? See, you're going to write the first equation, or rather expression, as it is. So you are going to subtract, which means this negative sign we have here, this applies to all the terms inside the bracket. So how do you put this? Minus of 8x, then minus of 7. It's not a plus 7 anymore. I hope you know the reason. Because we are subtracting. That subtraction is applicable for all the terms inside the bracket. Now write it as a common, I mean the like terms. 2x minus 8x minus 3 minus 7. So please simplify this. 2x minus 8x is what? Minus 6x. 2 minus 8 is minus 6. And then what is minus 3 minus 7? Minus 10. So this is an answer. But check whether do we have any common term in this? What do you think? So I think we have a common term as 2, right? Because both 6 and 10 is multiplied, rather divides by 2. So let's take, I mean, both are negative numbers. So let's take minus 2 as a common term. If we take out minus 2, you will get the answer as 3x plus 5. So that's the final answer. That's the most simplified, or rather simplest form of the expression. Okay, hope you guys are able to follow me. Have a look at the definitions. So whenever you simplify the expression, so which is nothing but you're going to add or subtract the expression. So an algebraic expression. What you do first, step 1. So if possible, if you want to, I mean, if is there any distribution, please distribute the terms, which is expand the parenthesis. Try to remove the parenthesis and expand it. What is the step 2? You're going to keep the like terms separately, or rather combine the like terms. I mean, add, subtract based on the signs. I think you guys know that. And finally, simplify the expression. So this is only if possible. Sometimes it's not. So most of the times it's not. But you need to check if the expression is I mean, can be simplified or what. If yes, take out the common term out, then simplify. So this is an example I have given. I think you guys know this. See, we have a distribution 1 here. So first I did the distributive. I use the distributive property. So 2 times x, 2x, and 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. Then I combine the like terms. 2x plus 2x minus 5 minus 4 minus 2, which is minus 11. So that's what the answer. We can't simplify anymore. Hope you guys understand. So this is all about addition and subtraction. That's it. So just combine the terms, first distribute, then combine, then finally check whether you can simplify or not. So that's the final answer. Hope you guys understand everything. So I think the first part of the webinar is done. So which is about the expressions again. If yes, we'll move to the next part of a webinar, which is polynomials. Anybody has any questions? Okay. So what do you mean by a polynomial? Heard of this name? I think if you're in 8th class or maybe more, you could have heard the polynomials. So what do you mean by a polynomial? Which is nothing but a kind of an algebraic expression. Okay, so it's an algebraic expression, that's it. But I mean, how it differs than the expression. So what do you mean by expression? It's a combination of terms, right? That's what? One term, two terms, three terms. So four terms in an expression. So this is what it goes on, right? So we might have 5 terms, 6 terms, 10 terms, it depends. So that's what, if we have one term, then it is called as monomial. So I mean, what I'm talking about the types of polynomials, okay? Monomial here. So if we have a two terms, then it is called as binomial. And if we have a three terms, it is called as trinomial. If we have a four terms, you can say quadrinomial. But instead of that, you can just say it is just a polynomial. Okay? Yeah. Yes, exactly. So you can say quadrinomial, but we won't prefer that. Just let's call it as a polynomial. Okay, let me share the definitions of it. Have a look at this. Polynomial is defined as an expression which contains minimum of two terms in algebraic terms, isn't it? Okay, so what are the things the polynomial contains? The polynomials has constants, all the constants, numbers, the variables such as alphabets and exponents. It might have an exponents as well. Okay, so we are going to touch the exponents part in algebra now, and you can see that the below examples. 2x is one term, 2 minus 2y is another term, 2 is a third term. So we have a three terms in this polynomial. Okay, and how many terms this one has? This one has two terms, 7x and y power 4. Okay, have a look at this one. You might understand much more. Like you can see that. So how do we calculate how many terms we have in an expression which is separated by the plus or minus symbol? Okay, so based on the number of terms, the polynomials is divided or classified into three types: monomial, trinomial, and binomial. What is monomial? It has only one term. For example, it can be x, it can be minus 2y, it can be just 5, just a constant. Constant also a term. So minus 5 is a monomial. Okay. So if we have only one term in an expression, that is called as a monomial. Have a look at the second and third type, which is binomial, which contains two terms in it. For example, you can see that 2y minus 3. So this is one term, this is another term. So if we have a two terms, then we used to call it as a binomial. So it is a type of polynomial. Trinomial, have a look at this. It has exactly three terms. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it of the types of polynomials. But before that, I want to share one more thing. Please have a look at the heading, how I mentioned here. Types of polynomials based on the number of terms. Okay. So what does it mean? Why I mentioned that? Because we do have another types of polynomials that is based on degree. Okay, these three types comes or rather classified using or based on the number of terms in an expression. Okay. So what I was saying. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Okay. See, 2x is a monomial. So I hope everyone knows this. What do you think if it is like 6x minus 3x? Is it a monomial or a binomial? Okay, so you're not supposed to call this as a binomial. I hope you guys know the reason, because which is nothing but a 3x. Okay, so it is a monomial only. Okay, please take care of this part. Okay, I think you guys tend to go with the based on the number of terms, but make sure that those, I mean, none of the terms in the expression has the same, I mean, like terms. If you have a like terms, please simplify it. Let me tell you one more thing. So this is a monomial. So what is binomial then? 9x minus 2y, you can call it as. See, both are with the different variables. So you can call this as a binomial. Okay. And what about this one? Trinomial. 4x minus 3y plus 3. Is it a trinomial? It is trinomial, isn't it? Because it has three different terms. So what about the next one? 4x minus 5 plus 3y minus 3. Is it a is it a polynomial, rather quadrinomial you can call it as? No, it is not a quadrinomial. It is just a trinomial. You know the reason, because minus 5 and minus 3 are the like terms. So you can simplify those. So which means it is a trinomial. I hope you understand this part. So this is a very important one. Okay, sometimes you might, you might get questions in the exams and all. To confuse you guys, they might ask you this way. Okay. So that's it of the types of polynomials. So again, I'm saying it is based on the number of terms. Okay, have a look at this one. Degree of a polynomial. What do you mean by degree of a polynomial? Which is an exponent, okay? So highest degree is nothing but the exponent which we have. I think you guys know what is exponent, isn't it? So which we'll get in, above the question, it is like a power, 2 to the power 5 or something. So have a look at the question example here. So degree is nothing but the highest number in the exponent, okay? So that is nothing but a degree. So find the degree of the polynomial, which is 2x power 4, 3x square plus 5x and all. So what is the highest exponent here? Is 4, right? This one. So that's why we used to call. We might have more degrees, like such as exponents like 4, 2, 1, 0. So, but which one is the highest? So that is called as a degree. Okay, the degree of a polynomial is 4. What do you mean by a leading coefficient? So the leading coefficient, in a sense, so once you got the degree, so that term is multiplied by a number something, right? So that number is nothing but a coefficient, leading coefficient rather. If you take the same example, what is the leading coefficient? So leading coefficient is not about the bigger number or which one is a bigger or a smaller. Once you find the degree, you need to check by which number it is multiplied. So that is a leading coefficient, which is 2 in this case, isn't it? So that's what I have written down there. Hope you guys understand. Okay, we have a time, so let me give an example. So let's say minus 5x power 5, 6, 7x power 7. Oh, come on. Okay, let's call this as an expression, rather polynomial, you can call it as. So what is the degree in it? So which is the highest coefficient, I mean, rather highest exponent, highest power. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Sometimes they might give in the middle term, such as in this, which is -8, isn't it? I mean, sorry, 8. So the degree is the highest exponent in the expression. So which is 8 in this. So that's the degree. Okay. What is leading coefficient? So once you found the degree, please check. This is the term. We got the degree. So by which number it is multiplied, which is +6. So the leading coefficient would be 6. Okay. Joseph, are you able to follow me?
Yes.
Okay, great. And you might have another question such as, see, this is degree, this is leading coefficient, that's it. But we have more coefficients. For example, what is the coefficient of x power 6? What is the coefficient of the term x power 6? So you just need to check the term, which is x power 6, and it is multiplied with by -5. So the coefficient of x power 6 is -5. So similarly, the coefficient of x square, what is the coefficient of x square? Which is -11. You can see that. So the coefficient of x power 4, we have a -3. Okay. I hope you guys, so we will have more coefficients in an expression or a polynomial, but leading coefficient is nothing but, so based on the highest degree, we are going to find the leading coefficient. I hope everyone understands this. Okay. So what's next? Yeah. So you guys learned the degree now. So now what are the types of polynomials? Okay, so generally speaking, if you get a question in exams or anywhere, if you get a question, what are the types of polynomials? You're going to write monomial, trinomial, rather binomial and trinomial, 3 types. That is based on the number of terms. But if they specifically asked you, what are the types of polynomials based on degree? Okay, then you need to write. So based on degree means what? X, which means it is nothing but a x power 1. So it doesn't matter how many terms you have in it. Then x square plus 2x minus 3, then 3x cubed minus 4x square plus 2x minus 3, and so on, it goes on. So what does that mean? This one, we are finding the type of polynomial based on degree. Since we have 1 as a degree, so what type of polynomial it is? It is a linear equation. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. Linear polynomial, you can call it as, but you can simply say linear function, quadratic function. What is this one? Cubic function, isn't it? So and it goes on. So if you have a 4 as an exponent highest, then it is called as 4th degree polynomial, 4th degree polynomial, 5th degree polynomial, and it goes on. Let me share the screen, I mean the presentation. Have a look at this. So based on the degree, types of polynomials. Oh, the first one. So have a look at that. If you have a constant, what does that mean? I hope you guys know. A variable, anything power 0 is 1. You guys agree? Anything power 0 is 1. So which is 100 power 0 is 1. So if I say 20 into x power 0, what does that mean? Which is 20 times 1, which is 20. So 20 is a constant, which means what? It is a zero polynomial. You know why? Because it multiplied with the variable with the power of 0. So that's why, which is nothing but the degree is 0 in it. Okay. So obviously we'll get the number, rather polynomial as a just a number. For example, 5, 20, 13, and whatever. You can see the example 6. 6 is nothing but what? Can we write? It is nothing but 6 into x power 0. See, it is x power 0. So that's why the degree is 0. And this is called as zero polynomial. Or else you can just simply say constant. But go ahead and say the zero polynomial. Okay? For the constants. Because the degree is 0. That's it. If degree is 1, it is a linear function. You can use function if you want to. If the degree is 2, you can see the example. It is a quadratic function, cubic function, fourth degree polynomial. Don't use that. I won't prefer you, but if you want to, you can. Quadratic polynomial. So better use fourth degree polynomial. If you have a 5 as a degree, fifth degree polynomial, 6 as a degree, sixth degree polynomial. Okay, just go ahead. Let me share the other screen. So in this question, how do you name this polynomial as a degree wise? So 8th degree for polynomial. Can we name that as? We can name that as 8th degree polynomial because that's the highest degree in that. Okay. Hope you guys are able to follow me. So that's it of the types of polynomials based on degree. Okay. Okay, let's try this the last topic and we'll wind up the session. And expression, evaluating an expression in a sense. So they will give an expression, they will give the values, and you just need to substitute and find the answers. So it's a very straightforward one. Evaluating the answers or expressions. For example, find the value of 2x minus 3y if x equals to minus 5 and y equals to 2. So it's very straightforward, isn't it? Which is 2 times minus 5 minus 3 times 2. So what I did here, I just substituted x value as minus 5 and y value as 2. So then multiply. What is 2 times minus 5? Minus 10, minus 6. So the final answer is minus 60. Okay, so this is nothing but evaluating the expression. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. So please let me know if you have any questions. I think I'm done with the webinar. Okay. So this one we'll discuss later. So anybody has any questions? So please let me know if you have any questions. Joseph, Iris. Sorry.
No, sir.
Yeah, great then. So which means I assume everyone understand. I mean, all three understand correctly. Okay, let's try some questions then. Okay, one more thing. Okay, so before going to this, so I want to explain one more thing. You see the polynomial can be like with the terms like this. So I'm writing the same variable, right? Okay. Yeah, and like this. So this is a polynomial function. Okay. But it, most of the times going forward, I'm talking about in 8th class and 9th class, going forward, you're going to learn the polynomials using degrees. X square, y square. See, it is a multiplication of same, like 2xy plus 4x square y cube 3x power 7 y power 2. So if you get this question, this kind of a polynomial, and if they asked you a degree, what you do that? I mean, you might have this question, right? I don't, nobody asked though, but how do you find the degree in it? You are going to add the exponents and check. Okay, so in the first term, so this is complete, this one is a complete term, this one is one term, this whole thing is one term. Okay, so and how do you find the degree? You are going to add the exponents of each term. See, this term has 7 plus 2, which is 9, so that's the degree of the polynomial. What is the leading coefficient? Which is 3. Hope you guys understand. Yeah, please try now. Identify the type of polynomial. So clearly mentioned using terms. So what type of polynomial the first one is? Who will answer the first one? I already told you the terms is separated using the positive or a negative sign. So I think your answer is not correct. The reason, identify the polynomial using terms, not degrees. Okay, so how many terms we have in it, Joseph? Joseph?
Yes, 2.
Yeah, so which means what type of polynomial it is?
Quadratic.
Hi. Okay. It is terms. Using terms, we learn 3 types. You know, monomial, binomial, and trinomial. You confused? Yeah, binomial is the
Binomial.
correct answer. If you confuse, this one is based on terms. So 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, and so on. So that's the monomial, binomial, and trinomial. The other one is based on the degree. Okay. So if you talk about based on degree, your answer is correct. Okay. See, clearly mentioned, find the type of polynomial using terms, not the degrees. Okay, so this is binomial. Who will answer the next one? How many terms we have in it? Yes, we have only one term, isn't it? So it's a monomial. So what about the next one? How many terms we have, Joseph, in the next one? What type of polynomial the fourth one? Yeah, trinomial, because we have 3 terms. Yes, very good. And the last one, how many terms we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's call this is simply a polynomial. Okay. 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 See, what are the coefficients of each term in the given, in the below expression? Each term, you need to find the coefficient. What do you mean by a coefficient? The number which is multiplied to the term. The number which is multiplied to the term. See the 4 in this term, again 4 in this term. In this term we have a minus 1 and this one has 5. So the answer is 4 comma 4 comma minus 1 comma plus 5. Everyone understand this? Right, I mean, what are the coefficients of each term? So we need to find the coefficient of each term. What do you mean by coefficient? Again, I'm saying the number which is multiplied to the term. That's it. Hope you guys understand. So what about the next one? Who will answer the next one? Joseph, you want to try? The product of monomial and trinomial will be what? You want to calculate in your head or in a paper? Try it. Who wants to answer? Joseph said a trinomial. C is a binomial. Okay, so let's try a monomial. What is monomial? It is just one term, right? Let's say one term. Which term you want to take? Can I take x or any number? See, 2x. Okay. And a trinomial. What is trinomial? 3 terms. Let's say 3x plus 2y plus 3. If you multiply, what will happen? 6x square plus 4xy plus 2 times 3. I mean, which is distribution, isn't it? 2 times 3 is 6x. So how many terms we have finally? We have only 3. So B is the correct answer. Good one. Oh, I need to remove this. So have a look at the next one. So the exponents of a variable term in the polynomial is called as what? See the question again. Exponent. For example, you're writing a polynomial expression. So the exponent can't be or is what? For example, 2x power 5, 3x power 7, 5x power 2. Joseph said it's a positive integers. Everyone agrees to this? Iris, what do you think? In a polynomial, the degree is always integers or negative integers or positive integers or non-negative integers. So Joseph said always positive integers. Everybody agrees? You said yes, but I'm not. I mean, it's not correct. You know why? See, 4x square plus 3x plus 9. See, in this we have a degree as 2 as 1 here. That's fine. All are positive. But what about this one, 9? I said 9 is nothing but 9 into x power 0. So it means the polynomial, you just need to assume it has 0 in it. I mean, the degree has 0. Okay. So what does that mean? So 0 is not a positive integer, isn't it? So if you think of integers, negative, this is a 0, this is a negative, this is a positive. So you said positive integers, absolutely fine, but we need to include 0 alongside positive integers. So which means it's a non-negative integers, except the non-negative integers. Joseph, do you understand? Yeah, great. So the next one, who wants to try? It's a very simple question. You said B, excellent, because we have a 3 times. Yeah. Iris, do you understand the first one? The non-negative integers one? Yeah, great. Have a look at the next one then. I hope you have another 5 minutes time. Okay. Yeah. Simplify the expression. Quick. I mean, go ahead. Simplify the expression. 6. Simplify the expression. Joseph said B. Yes, I think both are correct. Very good. You know the reason, right? Because we need to combine the common terms, like terms, 6m minus 10m. So Iris, you want to try the next one? Would you like to try the next one, Iris? Yeah, please go ahead. Simplify the following. Okay, Joseph answered. Okay, Iris also answered. Okay, which means 2y plus 8y is 10y and 16 the constants. Okay. Okay, so who wants to try the first one? So anybody can see the answer. So 7x square that was, okay? 7x square times 3x minus 9 plus 3. Okay, so you can try for x equals to 4, okay? Not required for 6. Just try for x equals to 4. What's the answer? Anybody? Anyone got? Hello? Still calculating, okay. Okay, you might get a bigger number. That's the reason, isn't it? Waiting for the answer. Okay. So that's good, Joseph. We'll get 336 plus 3. So that's 9. Okay. So hope others understand this. You got the same? Or shall we move to the next one? What do you think? Okay. Yeah, you got the same. Good. So what is the degree of the next polynomial? What is the degree of that polynomial? Degree is 4, Joseph said. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Good start. What is the coefficient of x power 4? What is the coefficient of x power 4? You said 5. Yes, good. Iris, can you please tell me what is the coefficient of x power 3? Excellent. So what is the coefficient of x power 2, which is x square? Minus 6. It's not plus 6, Iris. You know the reason. I think you need to include the signs, as I said. Okay? Yeah. What is the coefficient of x? Straightforward. What is constant here? What is constant here? -2. That's nice. Finally, what is leading coefficient in it? What is leading coefficient in it? 5. I hope everyone agrees to 5, right? Because yes, 5 is the leading coefficient. Do you understand, Iris? Yes, good. Okay. Yeah, quickly, I think these are the last two sets. So just expand this. -2 times n, then -2 times -6. What's the answer? A. Joseph said A. Everyone agrees to that, I hope. Because 2 times n, -2 times n is -2 n, and -2 times -6 is +12. What about the down one, next one rather? Combine like terms. Again, you need to simplify here. Let me have a look. Okay. Yeah, I think we can simplify. So A is not the option. So which one is the correct answer? 3x minus x is 2x. 5y minus 2y is 3y. Yeah, Joseph, you're right. I hope everyone agrees to that. The sec B is the correct answer. Shall we move to the next one? Okay. Okay. I think the last set, I think. Have a look at this. Simplify the terms. So you just need to combine like terms, right? So 2x minus 5x, 3x square minus 7x square. So said C, I think you were correct. Yeah, excellent. Iris, do you understand that question or you want me to explain? See, we have two terms. The like terms: 2x minus 5x, then 3x square minus 7x square, and finally we have a constant. So this becomes minus 3x. This is minus 4x square plus 4. But they have written in a different way. They have written minus 4x square at the start. You know the reason, because that's the highest degree, right? So that's how it goes. So who wants to try the next one? I think the last question. Okay, so all answered. D, I need to check. So 3x minus 2x. Yeah. Yes. Do you understand? Yep. It's B, you said. B or D? Iris, is it B or D? Okay, okay. I hope you understand. If not, I will explain. Okay, I think that's it of today's webinar. Yeah, that's it of today's webinar. So take care, guys. So hope you liked the webinar, and let me know if you have any. I don't think you might have any questions. You don't think you have any questions? Yep. Take care and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.